I gotta keep my teeth straight.
Just you made the point.
I did.
Cheating isn't just sex. Anything that you won't do in front of your man or woman
It's cheating.
in front of their face is actually considered cheating.
Hey guys, it's your girl Erin the Renegade. Thank you so much for tuning in. And of course, make sure you like,
Mess with those diamonds.
subscribe, engage in the comments, all of that. We love to see it. We're on all platforms, IG, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Match.com, everything. So make sure y'all hit us up and subscribe and like. We're gonna start it off with my co-host Oliver.
How you doing? It's your boy Oliver.
Hey guys, it's your girl Amanda.
All right, bro.
Hey everyone, it's T.
You know the vibe.
He ugly as hell.
We are going
Lord
to
forgive me.
discuss why do good women cheat?
First of all, let me put my 2 cents. You can't be a good woman if you cheat. That makes no sense. That's a double. That's a negative. You know what I'm saying? Like you learn in algebra. Positive times a negative is a negative. So you can't be a good woman if you cheat.
I just want to say this, like, it's hard for a good man, to really find a good woman, right? We travel, we search, we all over, we find a good woman, and people usually think bad people cheat.
I like that
Some
suit.
people cheat. But in all reality, sometimes a good person cheats.
Good people do
Bad things.
bad things. No one is perfect. What
Yeah.
makes a good woman cheat, I think, is her own insecurities. I think that sometimes they might feel like they missing out on the world. She might have bad friends who she see or influenced by her friends,
Okay.
right? And that influence,
could be a factor.
Is planting seeds. And then she's like, well, damn, such and such didn't get in the way with it, and the right place, right timing, all of that comes in. Say if she do got good friends, it could be a down part in her relationship that she's either depressed, and it don't have to necessarily be that she's in a bad state. She could be in a great state of mind. She just probably lacks the discipline of urges. It's many.
I don't know
different
about.
reasons.
Hold on. So I don't think it's about insecurity. About the friends, I'm going to say, to me, in my opinion, what makes a good woman cheat, I feel is the lack of what she's getting. The man or the partner they're with is not providing an adequate level of attention.
But then that's not a good woman.
Whatever's the woman acquiring
She
for,
would
'cause
be able
women
to
are
resist
reactive.
those
Most
to be
women
good
are
to her
reactive.
husband.
No woman wakes up and say they're going to cheat today, they're going to wild out today. It's usually a reaction to...
I don't think so. I think when you cheat, this is something you plan out. I don't think it's something that just happens willy-nilly. Before it happens, you think, am I doing wrong to this person? Or am I doing wrong to my spouse? Doing this action. So that's dead.
Why they're cheating, to why they're upset, to why they're not having sex with you no more, to why they're just not communicating with you no more, and they're fed up. Because a woman usually hold out. A woman hold out, she's getting it thrown at her all the time. And she's dealing with homie that probably isn't the best thing, and she knows that, but she's holding out. So she
Then why
reached
not
the
just
point of
leave?
like, you know what, F it. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. I'ma go do me. She could have left, but hurt people. So she chose to get back.
But you not receiving the lack of something isn't as bad as cheating on someone. That's like that's not apples to apples right there. This is two different things.
At him. I'm not saying it's right, but a good woman gone bad, she's gone forever. I think Jay-Z said it, like you always quote.
For me, when I saw that I took on so much for so many years, and I saw that it was lacking at home, yeah, I did communicate with another man at the end of my relationship, and I did want the attention from that man because it was lacking at home. And I've been a good woman for all the years I was with that man. So it's not like I was just, I'm going to go cheat. Because cheat is not sex. Cheat could be just a phone conversation and building an emotion connection with someone. So I was doing that in the end of my relationship with someone else because it was lacking at home. I was not happy and I was done. And I've been a good woman to that individual for all those years.
First, I'm gonna say is I don't believe good women cheat. I think a good woman is an honest woman.
Yes.
And an honest woman doesn't cheat. An honest woman would leave, just as
Yes.
well as a good man. If we want to go with this narrative that a good woman cheats, I'm gonna go kind of similar to what y'all saying, but more in depth. It's called tired,
I
right?
agree.
Or fed up, because I've been that guy who has put my girl through the ringer for a long period of time. Now, to my knowledge, I don't know if I ever been cheated on. I don't believe so. But if I did get cheated on, I would understand, because you were putting her through so much for so long. More likely than not.
How do you
for no
know if you're
reason,
putting
you
her
feel
through
me?
something if she doesn't communicate with
At
you?
points in times in my life where I was just going through a lot, she was just catching the back end of what I was going through, which wasn't fair, but it is reality. And I feel like good women typically start to run off when they're being put in an unhappy environment and they don't feel like they deserve it or they caused it. I've been the guy that a good woman cheated on with too. You know what I'm saying? And she would tell me why she was doing it. And, you know, it was a reaction based upon the fact that she was tired of being okay with her man cheating on her. You know, it didn't just happen the first time. It didn't happen the second time. She was dealing with it for years.
I think I definitely agree with all of these reasons being valid reasons that a good woman cheats. But I have to also say that I do get where you're coming from, saying that a good woman is an honest woman, but a good woman is still a human being. Anybody and everybody can make a mistake. That does not mean a good woman cannot cheat, because she can be put in a situation where she's not in a happy home and maybe she doesn't feel like she has a good man. She is allowed to make the mistake into stepping outside and seeing maybe she thought the other person was a good man. But if that was a mistake and she came back to her relationship and continued to be a good woman to that man, I feel like she maybe needed to make that mistake to know.
Or she needs to just taste some other.
Yeah.
No.
I feel like that doesn't.
To taste the grass.
No, I don't feel like that takes away from her being a good woman, because if she is an honest woman,
Bro, they're making it seem like the cheating is acceptable. It is not. It's not good for both parties. Please don't do this. Communicate. If it doesn't work out, leave. After leaving, if you think you should get back together, get back together. Boom. Not, oh, we're in the relationship, let me go behind your back and taste the other grass, like he said. No, that's not how you do things. And calling it a mistake. A mistake is something you do unknowingly. This is something you do knowingly. Like, you contemplate on doing this, and they're downplaying it with their use of their use of words. This is not it.
and came back and said, well, this is what was lacking in my relationship. This is what happened. Because we do that to good guys all the time, right? We would have
No, y'all, not me. I'm a good one.
Okay, well, I'm speaking for ladies, but I personally have not been in that situation. But I'm saying, us women, as women, not me personally, but, you know, take back men very easily
We forgive them because we're built different.
Their infidelities, yeah.
But, and I'm just saying, and that's because we see potential. We know that that's a good man, and we're not going to let that one mistake ruin our whole relationship, right? So I feel like it's the same case for a good woman.
So do you believe that once you open that door, you can close it and become a good woman again? Or are you going to seek that void every time you go through those pressures?
That's a good one.
Amen, brother.
Okay, I see your point, but
You froze a little bit.
I understand the point he's trying to make, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I agree with the point. Yes, I do feel like if you cheat once, that doesn't mean you're continuously a cheater. I don't think that a woman who has cheated once, learned her mistake, came back to her relationship, that doesn't really mean that she's just going to keep going once the relationship...
Sometimes they keep going. Especially
if whatever was the problem in that relationship continued, I can see that good woman now leaving because she went to go see if the grass was greener. She came back, worked it out. And now if the problem is still remaining, then that's when you that's when you leave.
I really love the point that you made, Rico, about a good woman being honest. Because one, you have to be honest with yourself about what's going on in your relationship. And then you gotta be honest with the person with whom you're in a relationship with. Now, the problem is when you're honest and they don't adjust. So you can't expect for somebody to read your mind. You can't expect for somebody to know what's going on without you vocalizing it. So when you're honest with yourself, and then you're honest with them by vocalizing whatever your issues are in the relationship, and then they continue to be on some bullshit, like you said, they're going to get tired. They're going to be aggravated. They're going to be fed up. They're not going to want to deal with you in the same way. And like I think Ross said, like, we do react. We be on some, you come to me with this vibe, I'm giving you that vibe right back. I think that women will allow it to go on for so long, but then they're just like, I'm done. Like, I want the spice.
So, if someone gives you the vibe that they're cheating, that means that you have declared to cheat on them? That's what I'm getting from that. That makes no sense. A vibe is a hunch. It's a feeling, you know? I don't agree with that. If I'm interpreting it wrong.
It's a life. I want to see what another man feels like. I want to know what it feels like to have a connection and talk on the phone with somebody and have somebody be affectionate towards me and have somebody, you know what I'm saying, give me some sex like I want it. Like, I really feel that women will put up with the bullshit for so long and then they're just done.
But look what we did. We made an excuse. We put the blame on the man.
No.
Listen, because y'all all scenario you talking about the man he didn't learn from this honest woman bringing it to the table. I have been with a woman who openly say, I love my husband. He does everything for me. I'm just bored in the relationship. So it's not just necessary that the man actually did something. It's just that he did
He's
not.
boring. He's boring.
Wait. You know why? Listen, it's boring that you have a man that's taking care of your situation or taking care of the household. He's a good father and you openly admit that he's a good husband to you.
So she's not a good woman.
That doesn't make her not a good woman. It's that she's continually changing and they at a different part of their relationship. You know my word. What's my favorite word? Accountability.
I get that.
We have to put the accountability directly on the person who's cheating, because if this shoe was on the other foot in this conversation about a man,
you could call him a
women
dog.
don't want to hear about the woman who's not
Nonsense.
doing cooking, the woman not doing X, Y, and Z. Because there's been plenty of times in the comments we read, people attack men. We don't have that luxury to have those reasons why we go out and cheat. However,
but the context is she a good woman?
Listen, I started off by saying what? That does not mean that she's not a good woman. I think that we have this view thinking that good people just do the best thing or the perfect decision every single time.
But you have people out there that literally don't believe in having multiple partners and sleeping with two different people and won't cheat.
Yes, I agree, but cheating ain't just, you made the point.
I did.
Cheating isn't just sex. Anything that you won't do in front of your man or woman in front of their face is actually considered cheating.
I talk about accountability just as much as you. So I feel you on that. I think what people are saying here is that, yes, I stepped out. I did X, Y, and Z, and I did it for this reason. It's not okaying what you did. It's not saying that made you do it. It's saying that all these things, the totality of these circumstances,
is what led up to it.
Led up to you making a decision, which we would say it's bad, to step out. It's not putting it on somebody else. But at the end of the day, when you are married, you're sharing a household with somebody else, you're sharing a life with somebody else, and what that other person does directly affects you. It affects your mood, it affects everything. Your habits, it affects how you go to work and how you feel, how you performing at work. It affects everything. So it's not like somebody on the street just ruined your day and you went out and cheated with somebody else. It's literally the person who you sleep with, share a bed with, eat with every day. Like literally the person you share your life with. Their actions affected you and led you to make a decision to cheat.
And that is accountability. They were talking about being bored.
That's more like justification.
No, it's not.
Being bored isn't a
listen,
justification
I think
of
whatever
cheating on
your
them.
husband did brought things up out of you but it was already in you in the first
No, but
place.
Rob,
Listen,
no.
listen, wait.
I'm gonna make a quick point. Let's say you with a woman, right, and you're at home with her, and she's lacking, sucking your dick, making you feel good the way she normally used to do in the beginning of the relationship. And this is 5 years in, and all of what you love from her stop. Now she just come home from work, put her bonnet on, and go straight to bed. She turns her back. She's not doing anything fun. Now you're like, okay, you at work, you see Tiffany, the secretary, and she's giving you that.
I'm not going to seek out for another person. I'm going to talk to the original person that did that for me. It's like they have this thing that all men are dogs. Like, no, we don't do that. Like, there's that percentage. Yeah, I'm not gonna say all men are saints, but yeah. Not all men do that. We're going to ask what's wrong. And when we do that what's wrong, we get shunned. They're like, no, nothing. And we just leave it alone.
Vibe. Then you're going to be looking towards that because you're lacking something at home. Are you going to say, what's the point there then?
I can use that as a justification.
It's not a
Most
justification.
of y'all men do.
Listen, let me say this. Men use that in an argument because they don't really want to say, I'm just a dog.
No,
really.
no.
Bro,
It's women that lack in their relationship.
Listen, I'm a guy. I know how we judge. I know what we say to women. I know the games that men play on women. You could have did everything that you're supposed to do as a wife, and
Yeah.
is not going to stop. If a person wants to
That is
go
true.
out and do something, that's
They're
what
going to
they
do.
want to do.
And
And
that's-
they don't need a justification to do it.
At the end of the day, I feel like pushing somebody to their limits is never okay. But I do feel like if you're good and once you go bad, you're bad forever.
Yeah.
So if you're a good woman who cheats, you've lost a good woman card.
Cheated once.
Oh well, bitch ain't got that card. No
I
more.
never cheat.
Y'all.
If you cheat on a test and you get caught, it's on your student record for every school to see, everyone to see. So it makes them question if you're a good student.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Great conversation.